Imagine finding out your old cousin used your name to smuggle a spiritual trap into the king's bedroom. Today, the palace is on fire as Olori Agba finally blows the whistle on Olori's shadow, revealing a secret war, a desperate spiritual bath, and the truth behind those 10 royal gowns. A short prayer for you. May God disconnect you from any family member who is secretly planning your downfall while smiling in your face. Amen. We hold the traditions of the land of the Golden Crown in the highest regard, so we use fictional names for certain secret things. Keep watching and the mystery will become clear. My Crown G's friends and families, sit down because this one is not a small matter at all. The tension in the land of the Golden Crown is so heavy you could almost trip over it. We are seeing a total face-off between two cousins who are both married to the Golden King. Olori Agba has finally reached her limit and she has come out to drag Olori's shadow into the light. She didn't just speak, she was crying, screaming, and warning her cousin never to use her name again. Never you dare, she shouted. Don't use my name to play your demonic games. You see, this whole wahala started with those 10 royal gowns that were dropped in the palace. It turns out Olori's shadow didn't just deliver them, she reportedly told the staff they were coming from Olori Agba. Can you imagine trying to set up your own sister so that if anything happens to the Golden King, the blame would fall on her? But Olori Agba is now telling us the history of their beef. She said she actually saw the danger first. She realized about 18 months ago that the Golden Crown elders were not for the king at all. She saw that they were using the wives to get to the Golden King. She said she called Olori's shadow as a sister and told her, look, these people don't love us. They don't have our interest at heart. Let's break away. But instead of listening, Olori's shadow turned into an enemy. She started calling Olori Agba a betrayer and spreading rumors that Olori Agba was only envious because Olori's shadow had a baby. My people, Olori Agba even revealed that she went for a secret spiritual bath because she felt the elders were using charms on them. She begged Olori Shadow to come with her for cleansing, but Olori Shadow insulted her and told her to keep her useless plans away. While one was trying to get clean, the other was busy buying 10 royal gowns and beads to demobilize the Pagas. Olori Agba is now saying she is done. She is on the side of her husband, the Golden King, and she won't let Olori Shadow use her name as a camouflage for evil anymore. The story is getting deeper and the fire is burning hotter. Olori Agba did not stop there. She opened the secret files of everything that has been happening behind closed doors. She said that while she was trying to protect the Golden King, Olori Shadow was busy communing with the very people who wanted to see the king fall. Olori Agba shouted at her, saying, I went to your mother. I opened your eyes to the truth because I knew the Golden Crown elders were doing something dark. But instead of Olori Shadow to listen, she chose to stay in that circle. Why? Because of her obsession with Queen Naomi. Olori Agba revealed that the real reason Olori Shadow refused to leave the elders was that she believed they would help her win her war against Queen Naomi. She thought that if she could just push Queen Naomi aside, she would become the second in command and the Golden King will finally worship the ground she walks on. Can you imagine the level of desperation? To stay in a house that is burning just because you want to see your rival get burnt first? Olori Agba said Olori Shadow was driven by the joy of undoing Queen Naomi. This is why she was so comfortable staying with people who didn't love the king. She was blinded by her conquest. And while she was in that blind spot, she went ahead to purchase those 10 royal gowns. Now, look at the clever move she made. Olori Agba is exposing that Olori Shadow used her name, Olori Agba's name, to deliver those 10 royal gowns to the palace. She wanted to frame her own cousin. If those gowns were found to have something on them, it would look like Olori Agba was the one trying to harm the Golden King. Olori Agba was vibrating with emotion, asking, why would you do this? Why use my name? If you wanted to give your husband the gift, why not use your own name? Olori Agba said it was heart-wrenching to see how Olori's shadow went around making family members hate her, calling her a betrayer and a envious, all while she was the one smuggling 10 royal gowns into the palace under a false identity. She reminded everyone that when the king chose them, many other women were left outside still fighting to get in. But instead of being grateful, Olori's shadow was busy plotting demonic games. The palace workers are now whispering, wondering how many other things have been delivered under the wrong name. This is no longer just a small palace gossip. It is the full-blown war for the soul of the throne. African Nigerian friends and families, if you think the water was cold before, it has reached boiling point now. Olori Agba has officially pulled off the mask, and what she is saying about the spiritual state of the palace will make your hair stand on end. She looked at Olori's shadow and told her point blank that she knew about the charms. Olori Agba confessed that the atmosphere in the land of the Golden Crown had become so heavy and dark that her own family had to intervene. They didn't just talk, they took her to go and take a spiritual bath to wash away the cloud that the Golden Crown elders were trying to wrap around them. The emotion in her voice was shaking as she asked Olori's shadow, "Why did you refuse to come? Why did you tell me to never include you in my useless plans again?" Olori Agba said that while she was out there trying to get clean and protect her soul, Olori's shadow was using that exact time to go and purchase clothes and beads. She wasn't just buying any clothes, my people. She was preparing those 10 royal gowns to drop for the Golden King. And this is where the gist gets very intense. Olori Agba revealed that Olori Shadow's memory loss is a total lie. Olori Shadow is now telling everyone that she cannot remember ever using Olori Agba's name to drop the gift. But Olori Agba isn't having it. She said, "You didn't forget. You wanted to set me up. You wanted it to look like those 10 royal gowns were coming from me, so that if the spiritual bath worked and the charms were exposed, the fingers would point at me and not you." Can you see the calculation? While Olori Agba was trying to save both of them, Olori Shadow was busy digging a pit for her own cousin. Olori Agba said she even went as far as going to Olori Shadow's mother to open her eyes, but the hatred for Queen Naomi had already eaten deep into Olori Shadow's heart. She was so focused on conquering the jewel that she didn't care if the Golden King was demobilized in the process. Olori Agba slammed her, saying that even a blind person could see that those elders were working to dethrone the king. Yet Olori Shadow continued to commune with them just to have an edge over her rival. The palace is now in a state of total panic. If these 10 royal gowns were actually prepared with the help of those elders, then the king has been walking around in his spiritual trap for months. Olori Agba is crying out, saying she's tired of the games. She said people thought she was fake or lying when she started speaking out, but today, her husband, the Golden King, has chosen to stand with her. She vowed that she would never join the enemy to hunt her husband after everything he has done for her. She told Olori Shadow, "You can fight Queen Naomi all you want, but leave my name out of it. This should be the last time I ever hear that you delivered anything on my behalf."
We have reached the final stage of this royal showdown, and the truth is coming out like a flood. Olori Agba has officially drawn a line in the sand. She stood her ground and told Olori Shadow that the time for hide and seek is over. She made it clear that while Olori Shadow was busy trying to conquer Queen Naomi, she was actually destroying the foundation of the palace they both live in. The emotion in the palace was high as Olori Agba finished her testimony. She spoke about the pain of being called a betrayer by her own blood, all because she refused to join a group that wanted to dethrone the Golden King. She reminded everyone that the Golden King is not just a husband, but a father to the land, and anyone bringing strange 10 royal gowns to him is playing with fire. Olori Agba's final warning was simple but heavy. Don't use my name to cover your tracks. If you want to fight, fight with your own name. The Golden King is now at a crossroads. Trust in the palace has been stretched so thin you could see through it. The elders are silent, the wives are divided, and the workers are shaking. Everyone is waiting to see if Olori Shadow will finally admit to the setup or if she will continue to hide behind her memory loss. The land of the Golden Crown is currently undergoing a massive spiritual cleaning to ensure that any demobilizing force hidden in those 10 royal gowns is wiped out forever. But before I leave you today, my crown guest friends and families, I must tell you to handle this matter with wisdom. As intense and real as this sounds, please remember that everything we have discussed, the warnings from Olori Agba, the spiritual bath, the secret plot against Queen Naomi, and the mystery of the 10 royal gowns are all alleged and unverified information. These are social media rumors making the rounds and should not be seen as absolute facts until the palace gives an official statement. We are only sharing the gist as it is being served on the streets of the internet. The war of gowns has exposed a lot of hearts, and one thing is for sure, truth always finds a way to the surface. Keep your eyes glued to Crown Gist for the next update because this palace story is far from over.